Would you like to know 5 mistakes to avoid when selling your house? Well, you've come to the right place. Today, I'm going to talk about 5 mistakes that sellers make that can cost them thousands of dollars and might even mean that they won't be able to sell their house. If you're thinking about selling your home, you'll want to hear these traps to avoid. My name's Harry Moore, and I'm an associate broker with EXP Realty, and I make content to help sellers and buyers learn about the real estate market so they can make educated decisions, the best decisions for them. If you like this content, I'd really appreciate it if you'll take a minute and tap that like button. Okay, let's jump right in. Number 1, some sellers think that they don't have to do anything to get their house ready for sale. Everything sells in a couple of days, so why bother? Well, first off, everything doesn't sell in a couple of days. No question, the market's very brisk, and average days on the market are super low. But here's a number to think about. In the past 3 months, in the hottest market in memory, an average of 148 houses failed to sell in Montgomery County each month. Buyers buy emotionally, and they justify their purchase logically. So, the goal is to catch somebody's attention early, to pull them in, and you do that by presenting a pretty package. The key is to do the right things that are cost-effective and have maximum impact. You can certainly sell anything for a price, but if your goal is to get the best retail price for your house, then you need to prepare it correctly. Number 2. We can ask any price we want for our house, and it'll sell. You know, it's human nature to think that you've got the best house in the neighborhood. And in this market, some people will just take the last sold property, tack on $50,000 or $75,000, and think that's a good price. Today's buyers are very savvy, and they have access to tons of data. And the ones who are what I call ripe and ready to buy, they know the market. They've been in the market for a while, and they have a keen idea about value. If they think the house is overpriced, well, they'll be hesitant to even go and look at it. This market is momentum driven, and the key is to get the most number of people in to see it early, to get them excited about the house, and an attractive price is a key component to making that happen. Real estate is a retail business, and in retail, price points are important. If you place yourself in a price point that's too high, then your competition will be nicer houses, and so your house won't look very good. Buyers know that, and they'll stay away. If you miss that first wave of activity, then it's going to be a tough swim, and you're not really in the driver's seat anymore. Then you're in the position of having to adjust your price, which takes the leverage away from you and puts it in the buyer's hands. If you'd like more great tips about how to be a winning seller in today's market, then you'll want a copy of my Home Seller's Guide. Just click on the link below and download your free copy. Number 3, we'll be able to stay in our house after settlement as long as we want and not have to pay. Well, a post-settlement occupancy is something that a lot of sellers want because it gives them the opportunity to get the equity from their present home and to use that for their next move. And it saves the hassle of having to move twice. It's something that some buyers are willing or able to do, but some buyers consider it a pretty big ask. And if a buyer's getting financing, then there's probably a limit of 60 days on the post-settlement occupancy. Otherwise, their lender's going to charge them a higher interest rate for the life of the loan. Plus, there's the risk that something could happen to the house post-settlement while the seller's still occupying the property, and that makes some buyers uncomfortable. So a seller needs to think about how important that is to them in the grand scheme of the whole transaction. Number 4, selling as is isn't a problem. Well, given the imbalance of the market, a lot of sellers think that they can sell their property as is and not have to make any repairs. The words as is give some buyers pause. I've seen it many times when I've been working with buyers over the years. The first thing that they think is there's something wrong with the house, or that the seller's trying to hide something, or that they won't be able to do a home inspection at all. That can scare some buyers off. If a buyer thinks the house is going to be a money pit and that major systems issues are going to crop right up, they might just decide to take a pass. I'm going to share a quick story with you. This happened recently. I had some buyers who were interested in a listing. The house looked great online, and so we popped over there ASAP to take a look. Some of the things were, a little dated, but the house really showed that the sellers had taken nice care of it. I contacted the agent as soon as we finished our showing to see if we could do a pre-offer inspection. And she told me that she had a pre-listing inspection that the sellers had done, and that they'd made some of the repairs suggested by the home inspector. She offered to share it with me. I said, sure. I got the inspection, reviewed it with my buyers, and these are people who had written other offers and hadn't been willing to waive the home inspection. They had done pre-offer inspections. In this case, they were comfortable doing it. It was the combination of a house in very good condition and the sellers providing information and having acted in good faith to address issues that gave my folks the level of comfort to do that. Now, they still didn't win, but they wrote a much stronger offer than they would have because of that. Number 5. Buyers will waive all the contingencies. Sellers have grown used to the idea that buyers will waive contingencies in this market, and it's certainly true that it happens, but not all buyers will waive all the contingencies. Each buyer has their own level of comfort with risk, and for most people, buying a house is the single largest financial transaction they'll ever have. It's also a big emotional leap. If a seller expects that every buyer is going to give away the farm to get their house, well, they might be disappointed. You have to pick your battles and decide what's most important to you. So there you go. 5 things that you need to think about when you're getting ready to sell your house. If you've got any other questions, please feel free to reach out. My contact information is below, or you can leave a question in the remarks. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.